kids, I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to start chapter. So read and enjoy.
Chapter 2, Ashoka the Great. Read and enjoy. Until the 18th century, Ashoka was one more name among a list of modern kings. Then, in the year 1837, James Prinsep deciphered the inscriptions carved on rocks in one of the earliest known Indian scripts, Brahmi, and suddenly, like a curtain being raised, a magnificent king named Ashokavardhan Piyadasi, Devanappiya, and beloved of the was revealed to the world. Ashoka left a record of his reign for posterity carved as edicts on natural rocks and stones pillars that have survived till now. These inscriptions, along with literary texts in Pali and Sanskrit, give us a picture of Ashoka's life and work. He was the first Indian king to issue edicts that recorded his exploits and spread his messages. In 261 BC, Ashoka attacked Kalinga, but the Kalingans put up such a valiant resistance that what followed was a massacre. Kalinga was conquered. Any other king would have celebrated it as a hard-fought victory. However, Ashoka looked at the death and destruction with horror. Even though he had won, he felt deep regret at his action. He realized the futility of war. It only brought tragedy and suffering into the lives of people. Ashoka gave up war of conquest forever and became a Buddhist. In the history of the world, no other victorious king has shown such compassion, and that is where Ashoka's true greatness lies. In one rock edict, he expresses his remorse with such touching sincerity that historians believe it must have been written by the king himself. Beloved of the gods, King Piyadasi conquered the Kalingas 8 years after his coronation. 150,000 were deported, 100,000 were killed, and many more died from other causes. After the Kalingas had been conquered, beloved of the gods came to feel a strong inclination towards the Dhamma, a love for the Dhamma and for instructions in Dhamma. Now, beloved of the gods feels deep remorse for having conquered the Kalingas. Indeed, beloved of the gods is deeply pained by the killing, dying, and deportation that take place when an unconquered country is conquered. But beloved of the gods is pained even more by this, that Brahmins, ascetics and householders of different religions who live in those countries and who are respectful to superiors, to mother and father, to elders, and who behave properly and have strong loyalty towards friends, acquaintances, companions, relatives, servants, and employees, that they are injured, killed, or separated from their loved ones. Even those who are not affected by this suffer when they see friends, acquaintances, companions, relatives affected. These misfortunes befall all as a result of war, and this pains beloved of the gods. Therefore, the killing, death, or deportation of 100 or even 1,000 part of those who died during the conquest of Kalinga now pains beloved of the gods. Now, beloved of the gods thinks that even those who do wrong should be forgiven when forgiveness is possible. For the rest of his reign, Ashoka decided his personal energy and the vast resources of the empire towards achieving two aims. The first was to give up war and every form of violence and live in a spirit of peace and friendship with his neighbors. The second was to spread the word of Dhamma among the people, encouraging a life of non-injury, self-control, equable conduct and gentleness. He believed in conquest through Dhamma. After Kalinga, Ashoka never fought another war. Ashoka made a passionate appeal for tolerance among all religions. He also extolled the virtues of non-violence. For him, all life was sacred and war was evil. He discouraged animal fights and the killing of animals. Now, instead of military expeditions, he sent out peace missions to spread love, respect, equality, and charity among the people of the world. The war drums, Vairi Ghoshas, were silenced, and only the Dharma Ghoshas, the drums of Dhamma, now echoed across the land. Peace and universal brotherhood became the ideal of the king over 2000 years ago. Jawaharlal Nehru, in the glimpse of world history, puts it this way: the whole of history is full of religious persecution and religious wars, and in the name of religion and God, perhaps more blood has been shed than in any other name. It is good, therefore, to remember how a great son of India, intensely religious and the head of a powerful empire, behaved in order to convert people to his way of thoughts. It is strange that anyone should be so foolish as to think that religion and faith can be thrust down a person's throat at the point of the sword or a bayonet. So, Ashoka sent his messengers and ambassadors to the kingdoms in Asia, Europe, and Africa. As one of his edicts says, all sects deserve reverence for one reason or another, but thus acting, a man exalts his and at the same time does service to sects of other people. In today's world, his message of love and universal togetherness is very important and relevant, but sadly, even now people have not learned the value of what Ashoka preached.